Happy Beermas, everyone. Day 16 of Beermas, and tonight we have to drink another New Belgium beer. I have a variety pack of it, so you may see some more of those, but this is Citradelic. You can see there's some nice art there of what appears to be some sort of citrus fruit inside of a hop. I don't know what that's called, a seed or a cluster, a leaf, whatever it is. And there's actually some very nice art there. I kind of like it, even though I find it disturbing because I'm not a particular fan of hops, but I do like citrus, so let's see how it goes, and let's take a taste. You can see a nice color there, too. I quite like it. Good aroma. Okay, so this is pretty good. There's some hop flavor in there, but it's just the flavor, none of the bitterness that I really hate. But you do get a lot of the flavor, which I do like, and you do get that citrus hitting you. And I quite like it. It's very drinkable beer, and that's what I like. Very good, very good. I'm going to take another taste, actually. Good stuff. All right. Tonight, it's going to be a short episode, unfortunately, but tonight I wanted to talk about one of my favorite movies to watch this time of the year. Is a specific version of Charles Dickens' Christmas Carol, and that is the version who Ebenezer Scrooge is performed by Sir Patrick Stewart. And he does an amazing job of playing Mr. Scrooge. And really, I like all of Charles Dickens' work just because I like the time period that it was written in, the Victorian, Edwardian era. And I just like that time period. And I like Christmas Carol, and specifically this version. If you haven't seen it, highly recommend you check it out. I seriously watch it every single year, even perhaps multiple times a year if I'm feeling particularly Christmassy. So my favorite scene, though, in the movie, and I'm going to read it to you from the book here, which is almost word for word what happens in the movie, so you really could just watch the movie. But it's when, spoiler, if you haven't seen Christmas Carol, I'm sure you have, but Scrooge goes back in time with the Ghost of Christmas Past, and he sees where he used to work when he was a young lad, making his way in the finance industry, or whatever the hell he does. I've always kind of wondered that, but well, I just like this scene because it kind of gives you a look into the character of Ebenezer before. You kind of know him as like this stodgy old man, but what I find really interesting about him, and they kind of go into this in the movie, is that like when he was young, like he had this passion, and he had this great love of his life, and he had this sister that he loved, and he kind of like hardened his heart over time. That's what changed him and the person he is when the novel starts. But I just like this view into his past, and I don't know. But also in the movie, I like the performance of the actor who plays Mr. Fezziwig, because he's great in a lot of other stuff too. Amazing cast. But here we go. I'm going to read you a little bit of the scene. Let's see. Okay, so they're having a Christmas party at this place where he used to work. It's a Christmas party that took place in the past. They're visiting it because the Ghost of Christmas Past wants to show him this time. He has sad memories of happy times. But a wonderful party follows. Everyone eats and drinks and dances all evening. When the clock struck 11, this domestic ball broke up. Mr. and Mrs. Fezziwig took their stations one on either side of the door. They shook hands with every person individually as he or she went out, wishing him or her a Merry Christmas. When everybody had retired, the two apprentices went to their beds, which were under a counter in the back shop. Scrooge remembered everything, enjoyed everything. It was not until now, when the bright faces of his former self and Dick were turned from him, that he remembered the ghost. It was looking full upon him, while the light upon its head burnt very clear. A small matter, said the ghost, to make these silly folks so full of gratitude. Small, echoed Scrooge. The spirit signed to him to listen to the two apprentices. They were pouring out their hearts in praise of Fezziwig. Does he deserve so much gratitude? Asked the spirit. He only spends a few pounds on these boys. It isn't that, Spirit, said Scrooge, speaking like his former self. Mr. Fezziwig has the power to make us happy or unhappy. His power lies in words and looks, things so slight and insignificant that it is impossible to add and count them up. The happiness he gives is quite as great as if it costs a fortune. Scrooge felt the spirit's glance and stopped. What is the matter? Asked the ghost. Nothing in particular, said Scrooge. Something, I think, the ghost insisted. No, said Scrooge, no. I should like to be able to say a word to my clerks just now, that's all. So that's the scene, and you kind of get a hint of as Scrooge remembers this Mr. Fezziwig, who did so much with so little, you kind of get a hint at the person he used to be. And I think really the story of Scrooge isn't about him turning into a nice person. It's about him going back to the person he used to be. And I think that's what I like so much about it. So with that, happy Beermas, A Beermas Carol by Chris Lewis. See you next time.